Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a struggle we can all relate to, the fascinating neuroscience behind why some habits just stick to us effortlessly while others completely fall apart. We're going to unpack the architecture of automatic habit formation so you can see exactly how routines are actually built. So why is building a new habit so downright exhausting? I mean, think about trying to drink more water or reading before bed. Day one is totally fueled by motivation, right? But by day five, it feels like pushing a massive boulder up a hill. Well, here's the thing. That exhaustion isn't a character flaw, and it definitely isn't because you lack discipline. It's really just a biological reality of our brains being inherently a little bit lazy, combined with our bad habit of relying purely on willpower. Section 1, The Habit Challenge, featuring Maya's story. Take Maya. Like a lot of us, she told herself she was absolutely going to read every single night before bed. But of course, when nighttime rolled around, she was exhausted, her phone was right there, and relying on pure willpower completely failed her. You see, willpower is essentially like a battery that slowly drains all day long. So by 10 p.m., Maya's battery was completely empty. Just trying harder was never going to be a sustainable solution for her. So what did she do? Maya's solution was to use a visual trigger. That's basically an environmental cue you set up to ensure a goal requires way less conscious willpower. She literally placed her book directly on her pillow every single morning when she made her bed. By doing this, she created an impossible-to-miss cue. When she walked into her bedroom at night, she physically couldn't get into bed without picking it up. The environment made the decision for her.
Moving on to Section 2, Rewiring the Brain. Let's do a little zoom in here.
Deep inside your brain, you've got two entirely different regions battling for control over your habits. Up at the front is the prefrontal cortex. Think of this as the CEO. It handles active focus, complex decision-making, and high effort. Forcing yourself to read happens right here, and honestly, it is exhausting. But in the middle of the brain, that's the basal ganglia. This is basically the filing cabinet for effortless, unconscious behaviors. It's the part that lets you tie your shoes or lock your front door without even thinking about it. Now, here is where it gets really cool. When Maya puts her book on her pillow, she is actually initiating physical, structural changes in her brain. By constantly responding to that visual trigger, the deliberate effort physically moves away from that tiring prefrontal cortex and settles right into the basal ganglia. It literally stops feeling like a grueling chore and magically transforms into an automatic routine. Section 3, the 66-day timeline. Let's quantify this journey. Okay, you've probably heard that old pop psychology myth that it takes exactly 21 days to form a habit, right? Well, actually, scratch that. The data reveals a slightly longer, more realistic magic number. It takes approximately 66 days of consistent repetition for a habit to fully transition from an exhausting task into a seamless, automated routine. Let's break that down. On day 1, you are entirely stuck in the prefrontal cortex. It requires high effort and intense focus just to pick up that book, even if it's sitting right there on the pillow. But by day 33, you're right in the middle of transitioning. The neural pathways are getting stronger, and that initial resistance is finally fading. And by day 66, boom, the basal ganglia takes full control. The behavior is now unconscious. Maya just grabs her book and starts reading without even actively deciding to do it. Section 4, Designing Automatic Behaviors. Here is your key takeaway. So, how do we actually apply this to our own lives? It's pretty simple. Step 1, pick a simple behavior you want to automate. Step 2, place an impossible-to-miss visual trigger directly in your environment. Seriously, don't hide it in a drawer. Make it something you'll practically trip over. Step 3, repeat consistently for 66 days. Expect your prefrontal cortex to protest heavily at first. That's totally normal. But trust the timeline and trust the structural changes happening inside your brain. Because the ultimate takeaway is this. Maya didn't just try harder. She moved the book to her pillow so it was an impossible-to-miss cue. Building strong habits is almost never about possessing some superior level of willpower. It's really about actively designing your environment to intercept your own laziness. You are literally letting the room do the heavy lifting for your brain. So I'll leave you with this. What visual trigger are you going to place in your environment today to bypass your prefrontal cortex? Before your head hits the pillow tonight, find just one trigger and place it right in your path for tomorrow morning. Design your environment, kick off your 66-day journey, and hey, thanks for exploring the architecture of habits with me. See you in the next explainer.